Good morning, students. I guess I am audible to all of you. So, in the last class, we discussed regarding centroid and center of gravity. Yes or no? So, today we'll just give a continuation of that. Uh, what I will do is, can you all hear me?
Sir.
Okay. So, did you understand what is meant by centroid and what is meant by center of gravity?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good, very good. So, yesterday we discussed regarding what? We discussed regarding the various parameters that were considered, right? Now, what we'll do here is, yesterday we discussed this, the different values of centroid and center of gravity. Now, today we'll discuss center of gravity by moments. Okay, center of gravity by moments can be found like this. Now, please pay attention. Suppose this is a body of mass m, okay, whose center of gravity is required to be found out. Now we have, if we have certain definite shapes, if we have certain definite shapes, then we can what, we can just directly find out what the center of gravity and centroid, right? But here, in certain cases, we don't have that definite shape. So how will you find out that center of gravity and centroid? So now look at this body. This is a body of mass m. Okay. So we'll do what? We'll just divide like this. This is one part. This is one part. This is one part. Like this, like this. We'll divide the whole body into equal parts. Just as a, what you do is, sometimes while dividing certain food, you cut into equal parts, no? So that everyone gets an equal share. This is the same thing. So we'll divide the body into some small, what do you call it, masses. Okay. When we divide the body into small masses, then what happens? We can just think what? Suppose this small part, the mass is like, we can think it as m1. Then the next one we can think it as m2. Then like m3 and so on, right? So if you see all this mass, like if we combine all this mass and we find out the coordinates, then you can just find out the center of gravity. So how will you find out the coordinates of the center of gravity? The most important thing here is to find out the coordinates of center of gravity. Now look, if you consider this as the whole body of mass m, so like this, this is capital M, so whole body of mass capital M, then the small parts are m1, m2, m3. Now let x1 y1, x2 y2, x3, y3 be the coordinates of the centers of gravity from a fixed point O. Now look, if these are the small masses, this one, this one, okay. So if these are the small masses, then this one x1, x2, x3, these are what? These are the coordinates from the fixed point, that is O, in x direction. So this is assumed like that. Now from the principle of moments, so we discussed principle of moments before. Now what is principle of moments actually? The summation of the total moment that is acting on a body is the summation of the individual moments. So look, this one is m1, and m1 is acting at a distance of what? X1. Then m2 is acting at a distance of x3 and x2. M3 at a distance of what? X3. That is why we will find out like this now. These are infinite numbers, so m into x bar. Now x bar is what? X bar is the coordinate of the center of gravity of this whole, the x coordinate, okay, of this whole mass. So m into x bar, that means from the center, that distance is x bar from this point, from this point. So from this point, if it is x bar, and if the mass is m, then m into x bar is equal to what? M1 into x1. M1 into x1 means what? That small part, right? M1 into x bar is small part. Then M2 into x2, M3 x3, and eventually you can do that. Now we can write what? This M1 x1 M2 x2 M3 x3 means what? Sigma. Sigma means what? Summation, right? Summation of m into x. Now we are required to find what? X bar. X bar means the position of this center of gravity, right? Therefore we will divide it by whole mass m. Is it clear? Is it clear for everyone? If it is not, tell
Yes,
me or
sir.
write in the chat. If it is not, then tell me or write in the chat. I guess this is clear for everyone. So now if you go to the next part, that means for y. Similarly, we will get what? Y bar is equal to what? My into m summation. Where m equal to what? M1 plus M2 plus M3. That means what? That individual mass of that particles. Okay. So this is, just remember this thing. Okay. So after that we will go to what? Axis of reference. So what is axis of reference actually? The center of gravity is always calculated on the basis of what? An axis of reference, which is assume axis, which is known as what? Axis of reference. Okay. Or sometimes maybe point of reference. This reference is taken as the lowest line of the figure for calculating y bar, and left line for calculating what? X bar. Now if you see center of gravity of plane figures, we have to find out first of all center of gravity of plane figures. Like plane figures means what? T section, I section. T section means just a simple T like this, or maybe I. So you have to find out the center of gravity of all these. So how will you find out? Now these sections have only areas. but not mass, because these are only plane sections in 2 dimensions. So the center of gravity will be find out by same manner of the solid bodies. Now the center of area of this particular figure T, suppose the central point is suppose here. So this point is known as what? Centroid. Okay, and it generally coincides with the center of gravity of the figure, right? So in this way we will find out. Now how will you find out the coordinates? Now to find out the coordinates, if x bar and y bar be the coordinates of the center of gravity, then x bar is equal to what? A1 x1 plus A2 x2, where A1, A2, A3 are the areas which the figure is divided, and x1, x2, x3 are the respective coordinates of the areas. Okay, and similarly in the y direction also we'll find out like this. Once we'll do the numerical, we'll understand in a much better manner. Okay. So please take out your copies. We'll do this numerical and write down the questions. Please take out your notebooks and write down this question. Do let me know once you are done. Is it okay, everyone? Are you hearing me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay, good. Please take out your pen and pencil and just write down the question. Have you written down the question and drawn the figure?
Sir.
Students?
Yes, sir.
You drawn the figure also, Temazan?
Yes, sir.
Okay, what about
Yes,
others?
sir. Yes,
What
sir.
about others?
Sir, we finished.
Finish now? Babam?
Yes, sir, done.
Okay, good. So now what we'll do, look at this figure now first of all. So this is a T, right? Now here your main first work is to find out it is symmetrical against which axis. Now, do you know what is a symmetrical figure? Any idea? Any idea?
Sir.
Hmm? No idea what is a symmetrical figure? The symmetrical figure means what? Suppose you cut this one into half. Suppose this T you cut into half. Then if you cut like this, then what will happen? One part will be like this. Now you are cutting it here, the other part will remain like this. Yes or no? Yes or no? But if you cut like this, the one part will remain like this, the other part will remain like this. That means the T is cut into half. Now both are equal, right? Both are same, but here it is not same. Yes or no? We're getting now what is symmetrical and what is non-symmetrical. Are you getting the
Yes,
idea?
sir.
Okay, good. So now if you pay attention, we'll have to find out first in which axis it is symmetrical. Now look, if you cut the figure here, it is symmetrical about y-axis, right? If you cut by y-axis, this is the y-axis, right? This is the y-axis, yes or no? This is basic class 10 mathematics. This is y-axis, right? So if you cut it by y-axis, then it is symmetrical. So here, first of all, you found out by which axis it is symmetrical. Then after that, you will have to find out what y1 and y2. So how will you find out y1 and I2? Look at this figure now. If you look at this figure, you will have to find out y1 and y2. Why y1 and y2? Because it is symmetrical about y-axis. And eventually you will have to find out a1 and a2, like as given in this formula. Okay, as given in this formula, you will have to find out a1 and a2 and y1 and y2. So students, can you say me one thing? Do you need the PDF of this material? This is a book actually. Do you need the PDF of this book?
Yes, sir.
You need. So someone please, to whom shall I give so that everyone will get?
In the group.
In the group.
Sir, your group. I will send it to a whole group.
Okay. If you do one thing, Temazar, you just
Yes.
text me from your number. I'll send it to you or in the group. I'll send it in the group. Okay.
Okay, sir.
In that group, Nishita is also present, I guess. So please send it to the whole group. Okay. I'll send this PDF. Okay, fine. Now let us come to the point. So now what happens? You'll have to find out it is symmetrical about y-axis, right? So you found out it is symmetrical about y-axis. Now your first job is to find out what? The area. That is A1, because look, this is made up of two rectangles. Now this is one rectangle and this is the other rectangle, right? So first of all, you have to find out A, B, C, H. A, B, C, H. This is the area of the rectangle one. How will you find out? Simple. Length into breadth. Area found out. Clear. Now you have to pay attention. Now what happens? Just pay attention. You have to find out the center of gravity of this whole figure, right? Now always do one thing for your convenience. Just draw an axis like this. We got this distance 150 and this is distance 30. Now if you see here, if you see here, so for A1 it is fine. Now Y1 you have to find this point. That means the center of this rectangle. Now if we will know from the last class we discussed, the center of gravity of a rectangle is what? In y direction it is breadth divided by what? 2. So if it is breadth by 2, then what will happen? Breadth is how much? 30, and you have to divide by 2. Now the main trick comes here. Fine, you got it. 30 divided by 2 is what? 15. Now the main trick comes here. For finding out y1, remember y1 is what? If you see the first figure, if you see this figure, look, this is for x, just consider y. The distance from this axis, from the main axis, it is not only this part, the center part. So here you will have to find out how. So you will have to find out this distance, right? You will have to find out this distance. That means from here, this is the center, and from this distance, so that you can locate the point here, right? So you have to find out this distance. Now this distance is how much? Look, the total distance is what? 150. Yes or no? The total distance is 150. Now for this part, we have to find out this. That means what? If you remove this small part, if we remove this small part, that means 30 by 2, then only we'll get this distance. No? We'll get from half of here till the bottom. Is it clear? Are you getting how to find out the distance here? Are you getting or not?
No, sir.
No?
No.
Okay,
Can you
fine.
explain again, sir?
Yeah, I'll explain it again. This is a bit confusing also. Just pay attention. First of all, you have to, did you understand how did you get y axis? Why y axis symmetrical? That part you understood? Did you understand
Yes,
Yes,
that?
sir.
sir.
Huh? Did you understand that part? Nah.
Yes, sir.
Now look,
Yes.
after you find out y axis, then we'll have to find out what? We'll have to put this in a plane. You know how to put it in a plane? You got it? This one is y and this one is x. Like this, you can put in a plane, that bottom axis and this one. Now, if you put this in a plane, what will happen? The total distance is what? 150 up to this point. Now, for the center of this rectangle, you have to locate this point. That means you have to find out at what distance this point is. This point is at what distance? Now, this is the center. Now, you all know for a rectangle, the center is what? Now, this distance, right? This distance is what? 30 by 2. Breadth by 2. So, we got it as 15. Now, if this distance is 15, if this distance is 15, then eventually this distance will also be 15. Yes or no? Now you have to find out this distance, this part. You know the total part as 150. You know this small part that will be adding here as 15. So you can find out what? 150 minus 15, 135. Now clear? Now clear or not?
Yes, sir.
Hmm. What about others?
Should be, sir,
Hmm.
150 minus 30, sir.
150 minus 30 what? Same as that? 150 minus 30 means what? I didn't get you time as that.
Sir, explain it again, sir.
I have
One,
to और कौन सा part नहीं समझ में आया बोलो
150 minus 15, sir.
अच्छा ठीक है
From me, it's 150 minus 30, sir.
no pay attention yesterday you discussed it na like this you have to show this figure now you remember this yesterday's for a rectangular what the centroid is at a distance of what h by 2 and for this side it is l by 2 for this point
Yes, sir.
yesterday we discussed this thing now you remember this thing do you remember this thing Temazar hello hello
Yes, sir.
अच्छा ठीक है तो अभी इसको याद रखो मैं बोलता हूँ अभी So if you come here, if you look at this figure now, what is this? This is 30, na? This whole part is. So the centroid will be how much here?
Yes.
Centroid will be how much?
15.
15. तो ये
30
part कितना हुआ?
30 divided by 15.
ये कितना हुआ? What will be this
15.
part? 15, na? And what will be this
Yes,
part?
sir.
What will be this part?
15.
15. Now for finding out the centroid, what I told you, you just draw one axis like this. Yes or no? I told you this.
Yes.
Now up to,
Yes, sir.
so you have to find out what? Y1. Y1 means what? That's position of this point. That means the position of this point. From which one? From here. समझ में आया? Hello?
Okay. Got it,
हाँ,
sir.
now pay attention.
Okay.
हाँ, अभी pay attention करो. This point, so this point is how much? The total is how much? Total कितना है? 150 है.
150. One. Yes,
ये
sir.
आधा आधा कितना है?
15.
तो अभी ये कितना होगा? This small part, the
150
remaining part will be
minus
how much?
15.
Now got it?
Yes, sir.
Now understood? Same
Got
stuff?
it.
समझ में आया? I'm giving you 1 minute. Just
Okay,
study.
sir.
आ गया?
Okay, sir.
Okay. Anyone? Any doubt?
Done.
I guess it is clear for everyone.
Yeah.
So in this way you will find out y1. Yes? Now finding out y1 is done. So this part, the first part is over. We found out y1, we found out a1, got it? Now for the second part, that means this DEFG. That means what? This D, E, F and G. So this part is the next part. So you can find out the area, length into breadth. What is the breadth again? What is the breadth? 30 mm.
30.
A1, A2. And what is the length? How 120? Did you know? Do you know how it is 120? Can anyone say me?
150 minus 30.
Very good. So this is 30. This is gone, na? So this part is remaining just. This part will obviously be 120. This part will obviously be 120, right? So now if you have to find out this one, how will you find out? Now we have to consider only y direction. So in y direction, this whole part is 120. So how will so how will the y2 be? What will be the position of y2? Now here it was 30 by 2. So here it will be how much? In this figure, how will
120
it
by
be?
2.
Good. It will be 120 by 2. How? Because we have to locate this point now from here. Just remember from the axis you have to find out the distance. So it is how much? 60. अभी clear है ये? Why it is y2 is 60, y1 is 135. I think it is clear. Now you have to take out your calculators and just find out y bar. Now y bar formula is given. A1 into y1 plus a2 y2 divided by a1 by plus a2. So simply calculate this. Clear? Is it clear, everyone?
Yeah.
Okay, you have bought your copies, right? You have your copies along with you?
Yes, sir.
Just write it down. Note it down. Note the whole numerical. It will be better for you to revise. And you will understand also it easily.
सर ये वाई का फॉर्मूला सर कहाँ से आया ना?
कौन सा रिमो?
सर ये y का फॉर्मूला
y
y
बार का
इक्वल्स टू a1 y1 y2 by a1 plus a2
y बार का
सर लास्ट लास्ट
हाँ यहाँ से आएगा,
हाँ सर वहाँ का फॉर्मूला
यहाँ से आ गया। ये तो अभी दिखाया था ना मैं तुमको, सेंटर ऑफ ग्रेविटी ऑफ प्लेन फिगर बोल के। हाँ
तो सर ये फॉर्मूला हर एक प्लेन फिगर को निकालने में यूज होगा।
ये फॉर्मूला देखो, अगर सिमेट्रिकल होगा, अभी समझ आया ना सिमेट्रिकल एसिमेट्रिकल कौन सा है।
हाँ सर।
फिलहाल वो सिमेट्रिकल के लिए ये फॉर्मूला समझ लो, उसके बाद हम लोग जब नेक्स्ट न्यूमेरिकल करेंगे तब बोल के जाएंगे तुमको किस किस के लिए हो गया, तुमको समझ में आ जाएगा। अभी सिमेट्रिकल फिगर के लिए y बार और x बार निकालना पड़ेगा तुम देख लेना कौन सा एक्सिस में सिमेट्रिकल
हाँ
है, x में है कि y में है। समझ लिया, ये क्योंकि y में है इसलिए
हाँ
हमने
हाँ।
y निकाला। अभी अगर x में होगा तो कोई फिगर तो x में निकालेगा हम लोग, समझा।
तो सर ये सिमेट्रिकल फिगर्स लोग के लिए है ना, प्लेन फिगर जो सिमेट्रिकल है।
हाँ पहले वो सिमेट्रिकल के लिए होगा, उसके बाद हम लोग नॉन सिमेट्रिकल करेंगे तब फॉर्मूला को और बोलते जाएंगे कैसे करना है। फॉर्मूला
अच्छा अच्छा,
लगभग सेम
थैंक
ही
यू
है।
सर।
हाँ लगभग सेम ही है, लेकिन वो
हाँ सर।
न्यूमेरिकल जब करेगा तब समझ में आ जाएगा तुम लोग को, समझा।
हाँ हाँ सर, ठीक है सर, थैंक यू
हाँ
सर।
ओके गुड, वेरी गुड। अभी लिख लिया तुम, लिखो, लिख लो ये न्यूमेरिकल को।
हाँ सर लिख लिया।
आ जाओ लिख लो।
लिख लो।
Is it over for writing, everyone? Is it over writing?
think yes, sir.
Okay. What about others? Is it over?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So now I'll give you another numerical, which you will have to do it over your own. Can you see the numerical?
No.
Just whatever you do, take a screenshot or something like that. Take a screenshot of this. Can you see the numerical now?
Nothing, sir. No, nothing.
Nothing?
No, sir, we can't say anything.
Right now? I've shared my screen actually. Why you are not able to see? I'm not there. Now.
Now. Yes, now, sir.
Okay. Let's take a note of this question. Now, can you tell me this figure is symmetrical on what basis? Like, on which axis this symmetrical? This figure.
X-axis.
Good. Very good. Very good. . So now if you pay attention here how many figures are there? Beforehand we found out for A1 and A2. Now here how many areas we have to find out?
3.
Good. You have to find out 3 areas. Now this is a C section or channel section. The dimensions are given. Now if you pay attention here, I'll give you some hints. This part means this green part, okay? This green part and this green part, they are having the same dimensions. And you can find out this one JE GK. J E G K triangle rectangle you can find out. So I'll give you time. So we'll discuss it tomorrow. If you are not able to, just try it out. And after that, I'll give you the PDF. After you have done solving this numerical only, I'll give you the PDF. Okay. Or else tomorrow we'll discuss. Then after that, we'll give you the numerical. Just try it out. I'm there. Students, can you try it out? Are you trying it out? Students, are you trying it out?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Just take a screenshot of this. It will be better for you to remember the question. Please take a screenshot of this. And any one of you having any doubt, ask me.